right leg out just a tiny bit.
I heard him.
I don't know if you can.
Right leg out?
Yeah, just like that on the heel, yeah.
Ooh, that's cute.
All right, welcome to the channel. Look at the natural lighting coming in on that scene. I did supplement with some strobe on the left side too. I'll show you some of that later. Using the FX30 there for some groovy behind the scenes reels for social media, and the Tamron 2875. Wardrobe by Ironic. Hair by Jaded Braids. Makeup by Glam by Austin.
Guys, do you want to use the mirror at all? This reflection here? I can use the mirror.
I want to start here and then maybe without all the router shit we had to move.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's start here. I want to get some shots here. So here I am taking some shots here in just natural light only, no strobe. The room is pretty dark. I mean, it's darker than what you see here on the video. So having to crank up that ISO, I think on this first shot, all the way up to 4,000, still looks good, but having to still raise the shadows in post too, as well, just to get this shot here. I mean, it came out beautiful. The Sony A7IV handles it with its dynamic range, but I did compensate for that a little bit later with some strobe, so we'll show you that later. So now I've turned her to face the window, and that's given me a lot more light on the face. I think I brought the ISO down to 1200 or so that helped quite a bit. Still have a lot of shadows on the backside, but look, I got those highlights in the hair. This came out really well.
Did you get any face lighting?
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to just turn your chin this way some. Yeah, just like that.
So there you can hear me asking her to turn her chin towards the window because she's got her body facing away from the light, right? I was able to bring the ISO way down to 400. I say way down. The light was changing. It's natural light, so the clouds come in and out, and the light will be brighter or not as bright depending on what happens outside, right? So I'm using the Tamron 2875, shooting relatively wide at 30 millimeters here, trying to capture this set that the model actually put together, Justine. It's the colors with the wardrobe are just popping. Wardrobe again by Ironic. I will link that below. Just a fantastic scene, right, to shoot with.
Hold that. I'm gonna bring the light over here, just a couple shots.
So normally, rather than bring in a strobe to fill the shadows, I would use a reflector to reflect that natural light back into the shadow side of the model, as it was really dark in the room, and I'll show you what it looked like before the ISO is cranked up on the video camera, right? So it's relatively dark in this room. That's why I'm having to crank up the ISO so much. So a reflector would have been really nice. That would be my go-to, but in this case we didn't have one. So I brought the strobe in to, initially I was going to fill shadows with it. I ended up doing more than that, and it was more acting like a rim light on the other side. So you may love that, you may not love it. We lost some of the, as you can see here, some of the, you know, the moody vibe was lost when I did that.
Oh yeah, the yes. Should bring it on the yellow
Ooh. So got an ooh out of me on that one. I really liked that shot. Now turned away from the window like that, the front of her would be totally in darkness, and that's where the strobe comes in. I've got that shadow side. Basically the strobe at that point was a key light, and the window light was the rim light in that last shot.
or another something else.
Too sporty.
If we had the headband, I want the headband. It would have been given to Anna.
So landscape mode, who does that anymore? Well, I do. Gonna shoot some landscape here. Got to fit the model into the shot, right? And we get this here. A little bright, kind of, you know, sometimes I wish I had maybe gone back and shot for the shadows, right, instead of the highlights. Sometimes that's a vibe and that's a mood, and maybe I should have tried that. As I said, the room was really dark, and I am usually a strobe shooter. but I do like to shoot natural light. So here you can see my assistant in here helping. She is also the designer of the wardrobe for this Ironic, and I will link her below. And another great shot here. I really like that last shot. I usually don't, as a point here, saturate my work as much as I've been doing in these shots, but just the colors and the tones of this, I wanted to just really bring those out. And just that orange and that green, that lime are just, they're popping.
Yes. Can you put yes? Yes,
And
Brian.
we have it up here. Do you
Yeah,
like
come to the left just a little bit.
Okay, but yours earlier, you're talking about. Yep, mira. Okay, great. We have to move from here.
Yep.
Okay, so my model Justine decided she was done. She left me. Everyone left me. So I guess that's the end of the video. Give it a like. That really helps the algorithm. Really appreciate it if you're still watching. You guys have a good one.